Guys, hello and welcome. From 504, we're here at the Norville, LA, and I'm with the three biggest names in the super heavyweight division. We're used to doing this thing audio only, not today. We're live, we're direct. We got Dave Chafee, Easy Money in the house. We got Devon Larratt, No Limits with us. The biggest Devon Larratt we've ever seen. Top 270 today. And if you think that's a big name, we also got the man with the hammer, the reigning super heavyweight champion of the world is standing right next to me. MT, Monster Michael Todd is in the house. Guys, we got a big match coming up for so many reasons. And I'm going to start with you, Dave. You're a guy that's held the title. You're the hammer holder, 2 separate occasions. You just lost your first match for years. You're coming into a match against a guy that you called out. You spoke to us about your feelings after your return to this series, after you dominated Krasimir Kostadinov, and you said that there were things about Devon that you didn't like, things that wound you up, upset you. Just tell us why he's here and why everybody's watching. What are those things that get under your skin about Devon and the way that he behaves?
Well, first off, I don't care about the hammer right now. I care about whipping his ass.
Why? Why do I want to whip my ass?
Devin, I watched you last year. No, I'm not the only one that thinks it.
Who else thinks it?
I'm not going to name names, Devin. You know that. The way you act at the table, you complain, you whine like a little. Well, I'm really into it, but. And you've been a little disrespectful last
Oh, you mean like actually fight for things? Like actually fight?
A little more than fight, complain.
Yeah, no, I fight hard, right?
You get every advantage, I get it, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. It'll be fun.
It will be fun.
Yes, it will.
Yeah. Now, Dave, you're the type of guy that obviously in recent posts you've actually said, I'm not going to make any comments. I'm not going to go in there and get back at any of these memes, get back at any of the things that Devon's been doing to try and wind you up. My arm will do the talking. Yet I've never seen you more revved, more emotional, more passionate about something than you are here today. Do you think that that gives this guy something he can't deal with? Has he got problems coming?
Yeah, I see what he's been doing. You know, he puts little funny memes on there. You know, he wants to disrespect me, insult me. I'm not going to come back and stoop to that level. That's just not me. I'm going to prove it on the table tomorrow. And yes, I use that to fuel my fire, absolutely.
Devon, you're a guy that's known for the mental warfare, mate. You like that. You've spent your life in battle, in combat, and it's an area that you excel in. When we look at the track record, your history against Dave, it's not your most positive one, but you guys have never met before in super match format. You've always met main draw competition. And this is an unusual situation in some respects because you're not the guy with the hammer and you're coming in on a losing record against this man. How much has changed, mate? Do you feel like you're a different character to the one that Dave's faced in the past, and if so, why?
Oh, there's so many reasons why this is really the most meaningful matchup that we will have ever had. I remember the first time I met you, it was after you broke your arm. You had your 1-year comeback. You did well that day. I was defending my world title at the time. I remember that very well. You know, I remember thinking, you know, this guy's a strong guy. But, you know, over the course of watched you, you've been that same guy. Not a lot's changed. I've been all over the place. You know, I remember at Armwrestling 2010 or 11, it was the same year that you won the World Championships. And we touched arms that day in Hooters. And I remember...
In Hooters, you touched arms?
We gripped up. We gripped up, you know, we just felt. And I remember thinking, you know, we're going to have a match. We're going to have a match. And I knew it. I knew that we would eventually clash. And then I had surgery. And my time at the top of the mountain was finished. I went to the shallow end, 225s, and I lived there while you and Travis, and a few others, kind of dominated the deep end.
So you ducked us for that much time?
Listen, Dave.
Duck me and Travis, is that what you're saying?
Listen, I won 6 hammers. How many did you win?
2.
Okay, so
And the 2
That doesn't count.
How many would you have
You got
won?
2 right, he's got 2 right, so that's kind of
do
even.
you think you could have come down to 225 and beat me?
Not a chance.
So what are we talking
Why would I
about?
want to do that?
Listen, no question, okay, you're the bigger dude, okay? But I'm getting bigger now too. My frame is bigger than yours. Like if you look at the two of us, I have the capacity to be an even bigger man than you.
And let's be honest, today
And that
we're
is
going to
true.
270.
Yeah.
This is the biggest we've ever
And
seen.
that is true, and you know it. And the thing is when you faced me the first time, it was the tournament that I came back. My first tournament after surgery, the very first one. And even that day, I felt something. Yeah, the next time at 225, you threw me. But I promise you, you're not feeling that guy.
We'll see.
We'll see.
How much of this is about, right, I'm going to bring in Michael at this point. Mike, you know both guys very well. You have spent your career arm wrestling these guys and other apex predators in this weight class, guys that are the top tier. It's fair to say that you are probably the man, correct me if I'm wrong, but the man with the most success against Dave. Do you think that that's mostly a stylistic thing? So in other words, if you look at the crop of superheroes out there and where Dave is in that mix, I think everybody in the world agrees that Dave is absolutely the top end in terms of raw power. There are very few men with more raw power than Dave. Dave's been accused in the past of not having the best stamina. The endurance has been a problem. You look at Devon probably not in that elite power, but has exceptional endurance. How do you see this match playing out with your recent experience of Dave and your relatively recent experience of Devon?
Everything you said is true. Probably one of the strongest men who's ever arm wrestled. Probably one of the best arm wrestlers who's ever arm wrestled. I have more recent experience with him. I haven't felt this 6-7 pound heavier version, but he looks pretty motivated. I feel, and this is just my opinion, that he has one option to win. And that's to meet him in the center of the table like he did against Chafee. And I don't believe it's going to be enough to win round one. And I mean, it may not be enough to win any of the rounds. But in my opinion, his best bet is to try to just go as hard as he can possibly go, commit, trust his frame, go in, and try to wear his arm out.
Yeah.
Even if he gets pinned, he has fouls to give. We know Devon's one of the smartest arm wrestlers. There's only 30 seconds and you go to stress, but there's 3 fouls.
Yeah.
So there's fouls that he could give to blow Dave's hand up. He has a lot of options. Dave has power, and I believe he's got a little anger from all the shit that he's been doing on social media.
I think
so. In my opinion, it's 3-0 Dave.
You don't think that
Or
being called out the first time, like you could have come to me like a man. Like you think that doesn't make me mad? Just a little bit? Think I don't feel anything?
Yeah, you got me back. We'll see.
I didn't get you back. That's fucking nothing.
Dave, let's pick up. I'm going to ask you both.
3-0 here or 3-2 here.
Okay, that's how you
I
see it.
say 55% 3-0, 45% 3-2. But I have more recent experience here than I do here. So, I mean, all this is just, we have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow, and I'm as excited as anyone to watch this. So,
I'd like to touch your hand right now.
don't let me do that.
But you wouldn't want to do that, right?
You
You would not want to do that because you know you're already backing down from that, right? From that, you're already backing down.
That didn't work, though.
Nice
Right?
try.
Well, that makes sense, right? That's already
I
just
just think a lot of guys
concession.
came out.
Concession number 1.
A lot of guys came out after the match with Michael, and they said Dave hasn't gone anymore. His head's gone. He backed out of that match. It went easy. Ended up pinning himself. His stamina wasn't there. All the criticisms were levied at you, and that's going to hurt you. It's going to bust you up a little bit. And a proud guy and a powerful guy like yourself, who's used to winning, I'm sure that leaves a mark, and it's going to upset you a little bit. But do you think that same question as I asked Mike, reverse if you will, do you think that is more around the fact that Michael's style, and it is a unique style, is problematic for you? Whereas if you look at the other guys that you pull, who are exceptionally strong, and you run them over, you go over them like a truck, do you think Devon is nearer to that kind of format, or do you think that he has the technical weapons to give you problems in some areas? How does that play out in your mind? Because it looked like you were a little bit less confident than you would ordinarily be against Mike.
Yeah, I came in with the game plan, got thrown off. Mike, I've always had problems with Mike. His technique's really good, gives me a hard time. Devon's gonna be interesting, like you said, he's got the stamina, he's got the smarts. I don't think he has the power, to be honest with you.
Well, why don't you feel it right now? Then you'll know, you can sleep on
We'll
it.
fill him on.
Wait, are you afraid?
No, we'll see.
You're not afraid? So what's holding you back?
My left hand, correct?
Yeah, it didn't feel like much.
You think about
You
big
want to
dummy?
touch it?
I mean, you may call me a big dummy, but that's.
Actually, that wasn't me, that was what everybody else thinks.
Oh, is that-
I never actually said that. That was the world thinks you're a big dummy. Yeah.
You did repeat it a bunch. Like you repeated Big Dummy a bunch. I mean,
Oh, actually, I did say that, I forgot.
Oh,
yeah, you did repeat it.
Yeah, I did say that.
Devon, same suit warmed over the opposite way. So if you look at Dave, do you see that as his biggest weakness? Do you think it's mental? Do you think it's physical? Is it stamina? Is it
I
more
think
technicality?
ultimately Dave's weakness is his lack of heart. And that's, I think, Dave's very gifted in his physicality, he's gifted in his fundamental abilities. I don't think he sees outside of the sandbox. I think he's comfortable in what he thinks the sport should be or is in his mind, but it's not what it is. It's much bigger, and I'm going to teach him a lesson.
And I suppose for
I disagree on the heart comment. My opinion. I'm gonna tell you.
Hey, what?
I'm gonna
What
say.
have you ever given up? Shut up, Michael. He's
I'm gonna tell
never
you,
given up a
this
match
is-
in his life and he
Let me-
disagrees. You've never given up.
I don't
Don't
quit.
even say it.
I know.
No, you've never given up.
You call him a big dummy, but the smartest thing he did, and no offense, was to
Right.
once he got into
because he doesn't
position.
have the heart to stick with
No,
it.
because he wanted to kick your ass. So
And
he
see,
saved
and
his arm.
that doesn't
After
that,
he
doesn't
realized-
that make
after
you
he
feel
realized-
less? Doesn't that make you feel less that he would rather beat me than beat you?
Okay,
Like
so
you are the hammer holder, and he's
and I
saving
will be
up.
for a while.
That's fucking
so
hilarious,
The
right?
thing is,
Like, you want me more than you want the guy with the hammer. And that's the funny shit. Because if I held a hammer, I wouldn't be thinking about me. I wouldn't be thinking about him. I'd be thinking about the guy at the top. But people are still thinking about me. Why is that?
After tomorrow, they won't be.
Oh, really? Well, they're thinking about me tonight. They're thinking about me tonight.
how do you guys perceive that? Is this big in your minds in that respect? I mean, obviously, you look at yourself prior to that match, Dave, and everybody was looking at you rising again, climbing again. You were going to be the guy with the hammer and retained it. And Michael, when we spoke on the podcast preempting you a match, you said, look, this is the opportunity for either me to be the first man to take 3 hammers, or Dave to do the same.
3 in the open because there
Yeah.
wasn't this open way.
In the open way. So we're talking super heavyweight here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? Now, as it stands right now, you look at Dave and you think, okay, major setback. But he's in the same situation that Devon was in when you beat him at the end of last season. So both these guys are sort of heading up on that same trajectory where they're trying to get to make that statement. To be the guy that, yeah, I'm back, I'm relevant, I'm in that conversation for who's the man. Now at the moment, does it come down to heart? Does it come down to who wants that most? Who wants to make that statement most? Because Devon, you usually come into these matches coiled, and no difference here. But I've got to say, I've never seen Dave as, you seem like you really want this thing. You know, obviously,
I'm fired up, I'm not gonna lie.
you're ready.
I'm ready.
Do you think that's what it's come down to? Is it going to be a test of balls tomorrow? Is it going to be a test of brawn?
Both. I mean, it's gonna. This is a match that both of these guys want to win, but it is a very key match. I mean, you could argue the winner of this, I meet in 10 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, so like I said, I'm just a giddy little fan right now. I'm excited to watch this match. I can't wait to see what happens. I'm excited to watch it. I just don't know. I mean, the heart issue, that's not even an issue. It really is. It's completely irrelevant. It was just smart. He was in a position that he wasn't going to be able to come out of. So why wear your arm out? If that would have been the finals, the end of the season, Dave would have pulled until his arm would have quit.
That was the finals. That was a hammer shot.
This shit's been
That's a
strategic.
hammer
This
shot.
shit's been strategic as shit. Me and Dave pull each other, wear ourselves out. You take on a weaker version.
So
and
you
I'm
guys,
pulling
so you
out
guys,
the
no,
back
man,
match, and
you
I'm
know what?
pulling
I didn't want to hear this.
Yeah.
You guys talking
But-
about how you like, took it easy and did a layup. That's just.
There was no. Nobody took it easy. Every go, we went as hard as we could go. It's just.
Not sure where it stopped or what.
I think he did it. I think he was very smart.
Yeah, really
I think he was very smart.
Yeah.
And you, like,
Maybe you'll
I
do the
try-
same thing to me.
Well, I mean, you. I don't know. I don't see that.
You think you'll
I
give
think
up? Like if I'm holding you, will you give up?
like you always do with a real sportsmanlike, when you have something beat, you stand there and make an ass out of somebody.
You know,
That's
there's
so
a
cool.
victory, Dave.
Respectful.
There's a
That's real
victory.
respectful.
There's a victory.
You should be proud of
and
yourself
there's
to
a-
do that.
Oh, I am.
I'm sure
I
you
am.
are.
I'm
That's
very
sad.
proud.
It's real sad
What's that?
that you do that to people.
What? Do what?
Disrespectful. You taunt them while you have them beat there.
You don't like that?
Very disrespectful. No, I don't.
Well, Dave, you know that if I have the opportunity, I'm most certainly going to do that
because
tomorrow.
that's who you are.
And how will that make you feel?
Well, we'll find out tomorrow.
What's going to happen?
I'll think you're the same person you are now, disrespectful.
You think I'll be disrespectful when I hold you
Yeah, that's
and make you quit?
When you taunt somebody and have them beat like that, absolutely.
So do I have you beat already?
No.
Not yet. When do you think that turning point will be?
No.
Never. Oh! Never gonna quit. All right, you heard it first here. Never
Guys,
gonna quit.
you did hear it first here. We're going to leave it there and let these guys rest up, get some sleep. It's been an absolute honour and a pleasure. Thank you, gents, for coming in. Do you think they sound like they want it? I think so.
Way too strong! Way too strong!